traveling used to be a daring task. Just going one town over could take days, and there was no guarantee of safe passage. But as time went on, traveling became much safer, and there were new things to see and do, so people started to travel more. With the Industrial Revolution starting, there was much industry spread out, and so in order to keep the chain going, you need to transport the goods from one place to another. But it was not that easy. Unlike today, where the roads are level and for the most part well kept, the old roads were mud and not always level and could flood easily. Because of this, it took long times to navigate the roads, and they could not take a lot of supplies. This caused owners of industries to make their own roads and make people who wanted to use them pay a toll. Now people had better roads to use. People would mainly travel by foot or animal before the revolution. Transportation improved to keep up with the demand of the Industrial Revolution by water, land, and later air. The first things to be improved were the roads and canals. Canals were used to transport heavy goods. Roads could not handle the weight, and there were no vehicles that could handle it. Canals were man-made rivers that were deep enough to get boats in to transport goods. The Duke of Bridgewater was most associated with the canals because he wanted to move his coal long distances. James Brindley was given the task of designing and building the canals. It took 2 years to build and was finished in 1761. Brindley designed nearly 400 miles of canal. By 1840, there was nearly 4,500 miles of canals in Britain. The next improvement was the railroads. The invention of the steam locomotive led to the growth of railroads. Steam locomotives were engines that pulled carriages across iron rails. They did not have to follow the course of the river, therefore these tracks could go places the rivers could not bring materials. Factories transported materials over land quickly. There were some trains in America that were pulled by horses, and even a story of a train powered by a horse on a treadmill. One thing that caused rail to be one of the best methods of transport was the Bessemer process, the first method of mass-producing steel, named after Sir Henry Bessemer. Bessemer and William Kelly of the U.S. worked on the process together, taking out many of the impurities. This sped up the process of railroads, of construction, because the steel was more pure, could be formed better, and was more durable. The final methods of transport that were later put in were the automobile and the airplane. In 1886, Carl Benz received a patent for the first automobile, which had 3 wheels. A year later, Gottlieb Daimler introduced the first 4-wheeled automobile. In the early 1900s, Ford began using the assembly line to mass-produce cars, making the United States a leader in the automobile industry. In 1903, American bicycle makers Orville and Wilbur Wright designed and flew a flimsy airplane at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Their flying machine only flew for a few seconds, but it ushered in the air age. These inventions and designs caused transport to be easier and more affordable for industry to continue to grow and spread. Because of all these innovations in transportation, things could be moved around better, and this led to further innovations which got us to where we are today.